This is the Infinite Podcast with me, Ulf Flitty.
And me, Øystein and Ulf.
Together we're going to take you into the unknown to discover the truths about ourselves, and we're going to share it with
you guys.
Oh yeah. Now this episode is a special episode. This is actually the premiere episode of our brand new live show,
The WakeUp Show.
Oh yeah. And we share that every Monday morning or evening or wherever you are in the world.
Yeah. So this, if you want to see the live version, it's Monday morning in Norway, Sunday evening in San Francisco.
Yeah.
It's midday in Australia and Tokyo and all those places.
Yeah.
And you can find it on Facebook, The WakeUp Show.
Yeah. And on YouTube.
Yeah,
we're going to put a link.
Yes.
Going to put a link in there. We're going to share some. I think we're going to share the episodes on the Infinite Podcast as well, because it's sort of like a part of what we do.
Because it makes sense. We have a guest. Should we introduce him, or is it introduced?
No,
is he introduced?
Morten, who is a coach and.
He's a lot of things.
He's a lot of things.
With deep wisdom and some funny stories.
Yeah.
Yes. Enjoy. Welcome to the WakeUp Show. This is actually the first episode in this new thing we're doing. And it's here in Norway, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I just got my coffee here. I think Ulf and our guest is ready as well. We'll see. But first, I had to say something smart. So, what is better than the waking up in the morning and realizing something really great? That what if it's just enough to just be great? Meaning you don't need to go somewhere to be great, because you just already have everything you need to be great. Are you with me? What if it's the whole point is to not get anywhere, but just take a deep breath and sip of coffee. Just sink into your body, relax, and make sure your suit is on, and go meet the day, and that being just enough.
Oh, hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night. This is the WakeUp Show. And I guess you're awake then, because you're here with me and Øystein on the WakeUp Show. So this is our very first episode of this. This is going to be quite a legendary show, I think. In a couple of years' time, we're going to look back at this point in time and be like, we were here, man. Waking up.
Yeah.
Good morning, my good friend Øystein.
Good morning.
Now, as many people might notice, is that I am not wearing a suit today, and I got up at 5 in the morning and was like, there's something, like, I should put something on. I was like, and check the weather. Oh, it's going to be a sunny day, so I put on like summer clothes. And then I got like a snap from Robin. He had his suit on. I was like, damn, this is a proper show, and I didn't put my suit on, but well,
I think you reminded us that it's okay.
yeah, it is, right?
Yeah.
It's more than okay. It's perfect. Because you know, in my mind, all you have to do is show up and do your best, and then you'll be fine, whether you have a suit or not. Yeah. Now, this first episode comes with a theme or a title: The Second Coming. Now that's when you know you'd had sex, and then you guys. Well, those of you who have had sex will then know what I'm talking about, and those who haven't, well, we'll get it eventually. We have a guest on this premiere episode of this wonderful show.
We do.
Which is Morten Hake.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
I didn't know if I was supposed to interrupt and kind of jump in to this in medias res, or if I was going to be introduced, and then I was like in this limbo land of waiting to be introduced. Was
it uncomfortable?
It was kind of uncomfortable, but thanks to your introduction of like settling down in the seat and taking a morning breath, I felt comfortably uncomfortable, not comfortably numb, like the song, which is a good thing. Thank you for having me on your very first WakeUp Show.
Yeah, you're our very first woke up guests.
Yeah,
I'm grateful and I'm blessed.
Thank you for waking up so early.
Yeah. Wow, I'm energized. What a great concept. What a great thing. Just waking up 6 in the morning, you know, driving over here and being, you know, on it at 7 o'clock in the morning. I think it's an underrated habit to have.
Yeah. I was meditating on the train on the way over here, and I was like, this is the shit, man. This is what it's all about. And so this is 7 o'clock in Norway, like you so elegantly put it. But what's so perfect about this point, 7 o'clock in Norway, is that it's the perfect time all across the world. Like you can watch this like anywhere, and it's gonna like hit the spot because it's a late night show in the Americas.
Yeah. San Francisco, it's 11 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Tokyo, it's 2 p.m.
Okay, nice. And in Norway, it's
7 a.m.
So for the early risers,
So it's like for the coffee thing doesn't work other than here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you can do coffee for lunch, but
Yeah, you can.
they do not recommend you doing
Yeah, but isn't that like a
coffee late at night? I
Tokyo
guess.
more like a tea place? Or?
Is it a tea place?
I don't know.
Never been.
No,
to
never
Tokyo?
been. No.
I've never been to Tokyo either. I would love to go. But for all the people in San Francisco, where it's 11 p.m., was it? Don't drink coffee, because you'll be turning in bed, and you know.
You can drink like decaf.
You can drink decaf.
Yeah.
But you still have to pee, I think.
Cheers to all of decaf drinkers in San Francisco. What's up?
Okay, the second coming. What does this even mean to you, Morten?
To me, it's a
You're
sexual
the guest.
reference.
It's a Is that reference put there by me, or did it come before me? Am I the second one coming up with this coming?
Did it came before you? Well, it depends on how you define you then. And coming.
Oh, we're going there. I'm coming.
Well, this is a theme set by you. So, well, if you ask me the second coming, maybe like a second chance. Like, I'm just riffing now.
This is the place for riffing.
Nice. To me, it would mean like to understand that we're all playing on an even playing field, and that everyone is acting based on their understanding in the moment, and by that understanding, it's natural to give people a second chance. I don't know if that is what you meant or not, but I like that concept, and I like to give people second chances.
Oh, I like that.
Because, you know, it's so easy to look out there, you know, other people, external factors, and become angry or a victim, or you know, feel resentment to others if a circumstance have happened where you look at someone and it's like they did me wrong, and hold a grudge against them or something. But if you look at the fact that everyone are doing their best with the understanding they have, the current, you know, information they have, then it's easier to give them a second chance. You know, when you don't have a lot of, when you're not necessarily feeling resourceful, you do stupid shit sometimes.
That's very true. I like that.
I don't know if that's where you aim at, though.
Let me check the answer.
Let me check the answer. Yeah.
No, I think you're right on the money. It's like,
really, or you're just being polite.
No. You know, this is we show up, and then it'll reveal itself.
Right.
And I think, yeah,
it has been revealed.
It has been revealed to us. I reckon, like, you know, with your typically you at some point in time you'll hate your parents,
right?
because they failed. You know, they weren't the perfect parents they were supposed to be. And
they were humans. What?
They were humans. Not gods.
Not parents.
They were dinosaurs.
Or acting like humans when they should be parents.
Yeah, didn't they get the memo? Said parent, not human. But so we tend, some of us, or at least I, at one point in time was like, well, disappointed in my parents for their shortcomings. But then I gave them a second chance. Because when I started looking into it, well, they did their best from the point where they was in time with the information they had at hand. That was actually damn good.
Right.
Which I think is like, yeah.
Yeah, and there is a certain peace in understanding that.
Yeah.
There's a certain grounding, calmness of seeing that and understanding that we're all in this together. That has this. It comes with resources, you know. When you feel like you're together with the rest of the world, with other people in general, it seems like, okay, you know, we can do this together. You know, it feels like there's an energizing truth behind it. Whilst when you are feeling separated from the world and you feel alone and you feel, then there's this certain like hasty, contracting feeling of trying to become something or get somewhere or fix something or trying to, you know, change the current, whatever is happening, the current moment, because it doesn't feel right. You know, we're kind of innocently misunderstanding what's going on. You know, the real truth that we are one consciousness, or you know, one energy, we share oneness. It's a good, nice truth pillow to fall back into when life seems hard.
The oneness cushion.
The oneness
always
cushion.
shakes you up.
You can see it in people, you know.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can, you know, yeah. There's a certain.
There's something to what you're saying, like, you know, you're in a situation and you don't want to be there because it's uncomfortable. It's things are not the way they were supposed to be. But then you give this moment a second chance.
But how do you come to that second chance? Because the thing is, when you don't really want to be in a situation, the last thing you want to change is that, like, you really want not to be in a situation, but you also don't want to acknowledge that you are in a situation because you hate the situation.
Exactly.
My good
Yeah.
friend,
So spot on,
Mr.
yeah.
Rab. You know the answer to
Relatable.
this question. Come on, man. Say the word.
Welcome to the morning show.
Again.
Surrender.
Yeah. Okay. So
Amazing.
this is not the first time Ulf is saying this to me.
right,
Right.
and it's
like-
yeah, you know, it's true.
It's like this thing that we know each other fairly well,
Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
and we hang out kind of often,
Yes.
Like- and
Where are you getting at? There's the second coming here.
and
I'm listening. Yeah.
yeah. Every time you say that, and it's because you say it all the time, but
I do say it.
it goes in these waves when it starts to annoy me a lot.
Right.
And that's kind of the moment when I had to realize, okay, the reason why it annoys me is because it's true. It's what I need.
Right. It's
Yeah.
exactly what you need, and that's
It's
life.
yeah,
You always
exactly
get.
what you need.
Yeah, you always get it.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
always get exactly what you need, and
do.
and then there's this little Øystein or this little Morten or Ulf
Poor little Øystein.
who's like a victim and like you know, this is Ulf is definitely irritating me. That guy, he you know, if he wouldn't have continuously hammered in that statement of surrendering, I wouldn't be that annoyed, you know. Why can't
Yeah.
you just shut up sometimes, you know? But in reality, you would never experience whatever you're experiencing without that being the
that is
exact
so
right
true,
thing.
and that's the kind of irony of it all, in the sense that we go around in this bubble where we're looking at life as if it should be perfect, like nothing should really annoy us, nothing should kind of poke
The smooth place.
this like we're looking for the smooth place, and
Smooth place.
if just everyone else could do what they were supposed to do, then it would be awesome.
Now,
And I didn't have to change.
interestingly
Yeah.
enough, that's the case.
It is.
It is perfect. Everyone is doing what they're supposed to do,
Yeah,
helping you on your path.
it's true.
But at that point in time, it might seem like they're, well, being a nuisance or getting in your way.
yeah,
Yeah, but exactly, here you have it. Wonderfully wonderful. Let me be the third piece of that amazing dual
The Holy Trinity.
perspective of reality, because on the one side you have this nagging baby of the ego constantly trying to change the present moment, whilst on the other side you have just truth and reality and the realization that you're the creator, or however you want it, just peace and calmness in yourself, and knowing that life is exactly how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And we it's interesting, don't you think? Like, I'm thinking, it's interesting. Here we are, kind of in this, we're in this podcast, we're doing this Wake Up Show, and it's kind of, it's all like, we're gonna die one day. Why, nothing, like, we don't have to do this. We don't have to do this. It's a problem we're creating and solving kind of real time, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, this is all within the illusion, within the matrix, within the creative force that we have in this form. We're creating this in form, but we don't have to in order to feel any better, or in order to become something that we aren't already. You understand what I'm saying? So I think it's just fascinating to look at the aspect that we're actually, jumping around like little characters in this world, testing out stuff, and then, at some point, if this recording stopped now, maybe you started sweating, maybe
then we had failed,
and it's kind of like you take it all seriously, and all of a sudden, you kind of, you take on this identity of some kind of character, which seems real, right?
Take it very seriously.
We can. I had a period in my time where I was really depressed, and I took myself really seriously and everything really personally. But and the way out of that depression is just falling back into reality, falling back into that freshness, that newness, that nothingness that you were when you were a baby. Where everything was wow. Every moment was like, whoa, what is this? Wow, the wonder, the wonderment, the wonderful life.
Yeah.
The beautiful door of surrender.
Surrender again.
Rabbe,
Yes.
what's your take on this? I'm just gonna ask a technical question first.
Yes.
Is my microphone like lower than yours because I can hear you better than I can hear myself, or is it just
you're
the
number
listening?
4?
But over there on the technical,
Over there on the
am I like
technical
number
device.
3? Am I lower?
You're not number 3. You're number 4.
I'm
I
number
think.
4.
Or speak again.
I speak again. Hello.
Is it better?
Now it's better.
Okay.
All my words of wisdom
Yeah.
failed miserably. Now we have to start all over again.
Yeah.
This is the Wake Up Show. Welcome. Good morning, good evening, and if I don't see you, good night.
Yeah.
What is your take on this second coming?
I was gonna. Interesting you asked, because I was gonna ask a question right now, which is like, what about this Jesus stuff?
What about the Jesus stuff?
What about the Jesus stuff?
Jesus. Yeah, what about the Jesus stuff?
Because the second coming is like to me, it's a reference from the Bible, which I try to remember because Ulf set the title of the theme of the show, and I tried to remember this morning, like what's the Jesus stuff again?
So Jesus was a guy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Lived in Israel.
Yeah.
Jewish guy. Turns out he experienced oneness. Shared it with his fellow men and women. Some seem to get it. Others seems to be
resisting it.
Resisting.
And some seem to make it into a
thing.
practical system you have to follow.
Yeah, but that was,
rules and regulations.
Yeah.
Yep.
that might have happened after.
Yeah, probably after. But okay, and now it comes to me, I think. It's like Christ, he's like a guru or someone who has like,
Influencer.
seen the promised land, you know, like
Yeah.
or experienced the promised land.
Mm-hmm.
And he brings on this. He comes in peace. He's relaxed and chill and walk on water and just take it easy.
Or does
Yeah.
it come
Yeah.
in pieces like IKEA?
Make some wine and you know, he have a good time. But he's also clear on his purpose in a sense. Like, okay, we are supposed to make this place at least a little better. So he has a message, and the message is that you're okay. And he is one of many other people that also has that message. Like,
Yeah.
but for some reason he is famous for that message because someone made it into a very complicated thing.
Someone wrote a book about it.
Yeah.
And then, you know,
Yeah.
there
So
we go.
So I think in some kind of Bible texts, some prophecies about the future, there is this element of the second coming of Christ. Like one day, this guy in the same body is gonna come down from the skies and he's gonna judge you.
Yeah.
And if you believe, like you have made a mental box in your mind that, oh, I'm a Christian, then you're going to be judged to the heavens, and the other ones are going to go somewhere else.
By some dude from the sky who's gonna
Man
Yeah.
from the
show
sky.
up
So that's-
here and be like,
That's the-
you know, I saw you when you were
Yeah,
jerking off that time.
yeah, exactly. You
Okay.
jerked off too many times.
You really
One
think
time
people
I could
still
have
believe
given
that?
one.
It's too
One
many times
time-
or what you jerk off to.
That's okay. That makes it more
You
complicated.
had a second coming, and I saw it.
What kind of things are okay to?
I think it says in the Bible.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
okay.
that's the
For
whole.
further reference,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the whole practical concept if you take it literally. But it was
say little.
literally. but I think the more maybe I don't know what to call it.
Fable,
The more like,
interpretation,
the more abstract,
abstract,
like the more
spiritual.
spiritual concept is more kind of pointing towards that, okay, there is going to come this wave of awakening, and that wave is us. We are waking up now. We are the second coming of Christ. Because this is the time where it's happening. Like,
Right. Yeah, I love that.
and I think that goes for everything in the Bible. That okay, every single text can be used against you to make like, okay, there's one dude, and he's gonna either love you or hate you.
Yeah. Based on your actions.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then there is this this other understanding of the Bible that liberates you. I think that is one of them. Like, you can see it completely different. Yeah.
Another dual perspective.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, lost in translation, huh?
Yeah. And that's what we do, you know.
Interestingly enough,
We
you
get
know,
lost.
first time I read
Yeah.
the Bible, thought it was a piece of shit book. Made no sense.
Yeah.
Gave it a second chance.
How many pages?
It's a lot of pages.
Yeah, to me it's just like, whoa. Do I have
Did you
a lot
write
of-
notes?
That's a lot.
Did you say, okay, this is probably the worst
Yeah,
thing.
underlined stuff.
Underlined, yeah.
Yeah, this is horrible.
And then you can
Yeah,
talk about it and
yeah.
Yeah.
If I'd known about podcast, I'd make a podcast where I'd devote my time to tearing the Bible a new one.
That'd be an interesting podcast. I'll listen to
Yeah,
that.
I might actually travel
Jump
back in
on
time
it.
and just get on that. But what I think is really cool about this Jesus thing is I don't remember where I heard it, but the Bible is your story. So the creation story is you're born, like you're coming into this world. It didn't exist before you came, from your perspective. and then all of your sort of experiences are sort of like the larger framework of the Bible. Now the Bible sort of ends with the second coming.
How?
Because it's in the New Testament, and then the second coming is when well, if you take it literally, Jesus will come back and he'll judge both living and dead. So everyone, everybody's going to be judged, and he's going to create heaven on earth. Now, if you're good with God, you get to stick around, see what that's like. If you failed, if you jerked off to your
the second time
picture from high school, then you're screwed.
There's a
That says specifically. Actually.
there's a more technical explanation also of judgment, which is like what it means to be like religion has this thing like, okay, only God can judge.
Only God can judge me. Yep.
Yeah, and still, religion has a lot of judgments. Which is funny when we look back to history, like how much we human has judged in the name of God.
We be judged
even though we're supposed not to. If you take the text literally.
Yeah. Even the whole concept. Imagine how much we judge ourselves.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about what you said about the second coming. Like, would he then come down and judge people like, okay, Øystein, you didn't do the second coming in the gym class, but you came in garderobe, you came 2 times, so you're judged, you go to hell, and then you vanish into hell, and then Øystein, he does not vanish into hell, he keeps staying on earth, and then the earth becomes a heaven, and then you burn in hell forever, and you live in heaven forever. And people still believe this?
This is the point, like, okay.
Well, we're not... Like, no one in this studio subscribe to this reality, right? Whereas this is a literal fact.
But
I'm fascinated.
The more literal fact that actually makes sense to me is this thing about that judgment actually means, because to me it makes sense that we have kind of levels of understanding or levels of awareness.
Right.
Just to put it
100%.
Just to put it in a practical term, And what it actually says is this, okay, if you are not willing to grow, because you don't want to join the river of life, then you can kind of keep stuck for a while, but you will get pushed, like these annoying things we talked about, surrendering and all that. You're gonna be pushed, but you can still choose not to grow. Like, I don't want to, like, or I need to prove something or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then when you kind of live your life and you go through this thing, if you are into the thing that we are living like several lives, or either in a linear sense or a multidimensional sense or whatever, at some point when heaven is created on earth, which means earth has ascended to higher awareness, if you're not willing to grow,
you'll die.
The door is going to be closed. You cannot join earth because the party on earth is too great.
I like that.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
So
okay,
like,
so
I'm
just gonna weigh in here.
Yeah.
So so you have this creation of this place, Earth, and then you have this Jesus guy coming along saying we're all one
with sandals.
Yeah,
or Buddha or Krishna.
Yeah.
Oprah Winfrey.
Now, interestingly enough, for us people living in 2019, this belongs to the past. This has happened. Now, back to the point where the Bible is your story. Now, the second coming is you, both you watching and Morten and Rabbe and myself. It's us. So it's all of us. It's always, the second coming is always you. Now.
On the poster, it looks like it's only Morten.
That's right.
This is true, but that's because he's the guest.
Yeah.
And it seemed appropriate that he would get like the
The Jesus cape.
get the cape.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so now this is where it gets really funny. Now, heaven and hell are concepts, and if you're objecting to reality and you're in the poor little me phase, let's call that hell, because
Yeah.
you don't want to be there. Now, heaven, that's the second chance of you surrendering to the here and now and actually enjoying the place where you are, which can be wherever, whatever. The judgment day is the moment in time when you leave all your doubts aside and realize that you are the one and that this place is for you, and then you are in heaven. So you can always be in heaven, you can always be in hell. These are not places you can go to. It's a state
But
of
it's
mind.
like then this whole thing comes in like, if you believe this is for you, it's like, or if you are God, and people start talking about, oh, that blasphemy and
Blasphemy!
all these interesting terms, you know,
Blasphemy!
or it is very egocentric to say you are God.
Well, here's how I see it. How I kind of like. I love both your perspectives of taking the Jesus story, Bible story, and how it references to our life, which is, I guess, what everyone does. I hope, well, if they find something useful with religion or spirituality. But yeah, it's like. When you see it, when you understand it, when you feel it, there is a certain element of expansion in the present moment. Like you're feeling it, almost like a tingling or a aliveness or heaven or paradigm shifting. You know, like it there's a feeling of newness, of like this new understanding on earth. Like you have people or us in different states looking at the earth and life and as we know it and go like, yeah, everything is changing for the better. You can definitely see a paradigm shift, 2012 Maya calendar, or like everything is going more spiritual. You can see, you know, weed is legal in Colorado, everyone's hippie now, you know, that's all of this. But you also like in bad states or some people, to me that's the same but different, like you have this what's it called, nihilistic, is that the word, like that everything like seems horrible and the world's going under, we have to prepare for catastrophe, and it's kind of hell, right?
I guess nihilism is sort of
Maybe
like a
that's the
focus
wrong-
on self.
Okay,
Like
maybe
or
that, well, it kind of relates,
or ego,
but
yeah.
okay, so
Right.
that wasn't the right word, but like deterministic, or like yeah, you know what I mean, like a contracting certain understanding, or I guess a misunderstanding of how what is actually happening. Because to me, when there is peace, when there is love, it's very evident and obvious that everything's okay, and whatever comes my way, it just glides off like Tai Chi, you know? It's just like it can't even touch me. Whilst when I'm in hell, metaphorically, everything sucks. Doesn't matter where I see. I need to. It seems like I need to blame my inner feeling of shittiness onto whatever is out there, whether it's Donald Trump or killing the Amazon or the global climate, or just a shitty Ulf who's always saying surrendering. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to me, the Bible story kind of Christian, or like I was told Bible stories, and we went to Bible camp, and I've been to church hundreds of times, and I kind of like have my relationship with the Christianity, and the more I looked into it, the more I look into oneness and kind of like to my truth, it just kind of falls into place with that's why the story is like that, and the story actually matches like all the other stories. Even when you look at the stars, you go like, okay, the sun is God, and you look at the Orion's belt, and that's the Tre vise men, the three wise men. Is that?
I don't know.
And you can kind of like find the story even in the stars, and then you can look at Buddhism. You can find the same story there. You can look at Islam, and you can find similarities there. And I just think it's really fascinating how it seems like there's this collective consciousness who always also carries an intellect or something that is shaping stories and even forms in architecture. It doesn't matter where you look, like you can find oneness and you can find duality or like
makes
ego
sense.
or
And it's
separation.
It's like what I find interesting with Christianity. I also grew up like going to Sunday school, but I didn't have a concept of all of that. Like it meant something other than it was really interesting stories, and I loved it. Like, but I didn't really take any consideration whether like God as a concept existed or not or whatever. That wasn't important at that age. But what I see, I remember from something that what's his name? Carl Jung said, this whole concept of Christianity or religion, like we live in an age where we have been kind of repressing the whole idea for so long because we're tired of the whole concept. But what it also has done with us is this kind of, it doesn't give us opportunity to look into what it actually means. Not that you need the Bible, but you need the abstract language of consciousness in a sense. Like you need to have a way to look into things out of logic. And that when you talk about all these references of the stars, or like everything tells you a story all the time and everything matches. But if you've learned, or if you're afraid of looking into that, because you have this repression of this kind of fucked up things that we're so tired of, it really holds our progress so kind of locked down in a way, because you don't learn to be curious outside of what is practical or what is concrete. So I think that the curiosity for the abstract is so important for being able to be happy,
cope and be creative and expand and explore and be brave. Like if you want to meet someone new, there's a full world of unknown territory. You have to you have to surrender, because you have to let go of the whatever you're holding on to. I love that. It's amazing. It's amazing how it ties together like that. It's almost like this this conceptual personality, the ego, the holding on, needs to. It's kind of like what you just said. Like when you have the abstract language and you have friends, you can talk about this, or if you have, a podcast listening like this or something similar, there's like there's a truth that shines through, not necessarily in the words, but there's an undercurrent of love and kind of like willingness to understand each other, not always trying to prove that the thing you have been holding on to for 10 years or your entire life is the truth, and but that's what happens sometimes. You get debates that in TV or something, it's always like they never agree.
It's like exchanging, it's like exchanging facts that you think you have to prove to the other person,
right?
And like when we talked about this the other day as well, like this thing that probably there is like just a few % of communication that is actually words. So it's not important. Like when you communicate and explore into consciousness in an abstract way, it's like the words are not important. The words is not the reason for why we can understand each other.
Right.
At least when we are in that space where we actually open up to each other. When we are in two different camps as enemies, protecting and kind of poking each other with our proofs, then maybe words are more kind of concrete. But it's also kind of a shitty place to be. Yeah.
Can I jump on this?
Yeah.
Jump on this. Go.
So you guys know Steve Pavlina. He's a friend of mine. He's a blogger. He personal development. Blah blah. Great guy. He loves. He's a great guy. Shout out to Steve. What's up, Steve? He looks at life like he when he talks about relationships, he's like he figured out that all his relationships were his own relationship to life, and jumping. With your thing, and we talked about debate and then surrendering, it's kind of like he also saw that say you're in a debate in a relationship, and it seems that or in an argument, it seems that I know this. If you just understood what I know, I would win and we would be happy. It seems that way, right?
Sounds great.
Seems great.
Yeah.
What a great concept. But we're forgetting that we're playing in this world of separation, which is fundamentally an illusion. So it's not that we perceive oneness, it's that we perceive the illusion. But the truth is oneness. So if we remember that, then there's the space for grace, there's the space for the infinite space, the creative space, the abstract world, and then from there comes ideas, typically like, what if I don't have to either be on the other person's, like surrender to the other person's side, or have them surrender to my side? What if there's a higher truth that I can surrender to, or we both can surrender to, and then in that process there's a letting go, there's a surrender. Yeah, there's like a soft pillow, you know, and then it kind of like what he talks a lot about is that there's always a third perspective, a higher perspective, a higher truth, or a lower, if we were talking about the metaphor of the undercurrent. But that's true a lot of times.
Yeah.
That there's a.
I think it's always true.
It's always true.
Yeah.
That there's a truth available in any moment, and what happens then is like, I can surrender to this other person, or to me it doesn't really matter, because in the end I'm just talking to myself anyways. And this is still the circle of life. You're gonna. It's either like you continue to punch yourself in the face, or you realize that you're the one punching, and then you automatically letting go. So it's more in the understanding than in the how-to. I feel a lot of times. It's so interesting because it's so easy to get caught up in the how-to. We need to do this, we need to do this. I have a to-do list at home, and now I feel, I'm up early so I can be productive and do all the things on the to-do list. So in order that I can feel happy or feel productive or feel a certain way that I think is attainable after I've done a lot of stuff, well, in reality, it's attainable now. It's waiting for me. It's always there.
Heaven is always here. Now, the question is, would you give heaven a second chance and let hell go? Surrender. You'll be fine as wine. Or you can, from all perspectives, it seems, make wine if you're just willing to go there. Actually, you can buy like a kit online and they'll send you all the stuff and you'll make it in your basement.
It's nice.
It's great.
Yeah. I think we are on to our next segment.
Oh, there's your segment. Yes, because this is
a professional talk show.
This is a professional talk show.
Yeah.
What is the next segment?
The
my
next
good
segment
friends?
is either you telling a planet joke,
yeah.
or it is you realizing your truth about life,
Okay.
or it's both.
Well, we're gonna we should try and wrap this because I was wanting to wrap the second coming
Yeah.
in like tissue next to the bed. It's a sex joke.
Ah.
Not a planet joke. Sorry, didn't see that one coming, did you? Sorry. Words. Well, so Jesus came along, said that we're all one, and that we can all be in heaven whenever we like if we surrender. Now it seems we didn't get the point because we took it literally. So here we are. This talk show is the second coming. Because we're here to tell you, welcome to the party. You're always there. It might seem like a shitty party at times, but that's perspective.
I like this party better and better.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't you get the invite? It said you had to wear a suit. God damn it.
Yeah. That's so funny. I was like, I put this on, I was like, oh, is this too black? And then I thought about it philosophically, and I was like, that's something you would wear in a funeral. And I was like, well, that's kind of sad, but is it really? And I thought, well, if you think about death for long enough, there's life in that too. And I was like, all right. And I put it on.
Yeah, because
like
this
it.
is a death and a rebirth.
And then we come here and then we see you dressed as a 11-year-old with your
Yes,
With
that's
your
the look I'm going for today.
like skater boy. But I was really, really, really expecting a full-on suit.
The suit guy.
But I still love you. We like you still.
Yeah, we love you.
Am I? Oh, it's also said that you love me on this note, so that seems like
must
things
be true.
are must be true.
Must be true.
Because it's said in the book. And this is important to remember, is that you will have this doubt as to whether you're it or not. Everyone will have that. And the thing is that to make Earth properly heaven, to ascend, if you like, we all of us, have to wake up. The whole gang. And when that's going to be a part you don't want to miss out on, and you can't because everyone's invited. But you have to actually acknowledge that you
have
are.
you have to accept the invitation.
And how now, Rabbi, how do you think you get into the party? It's a word starts with an S.
Oh, that's different.
It's not sex. I
not sex.
knew you were thinking that. It's not.
Is it surrender?
Yes, it is. The word is surrender. You did it.
Wow.
Welcome to the party.
Thank you, Ulf. I'm so honored to be invited. Now what?
Well, so there's these two planets in outer space, and they're at the beach. Sorry. Let's see. Okay, two planets at the beach. No. Mercury is out in the water, enjoying himself, cool as a rock, and and Earth is like over in the shade, like, and Tellus be like, no, not Tellus. Sorry, Mercury would be like, tell us what you're doing over there in the shade. Why did you come out in the water? It's great. We can splash rocks and everything because he's a rock. Okay. And tell us, what's the matter? You look pale, and come out into the sunlight. It's great. And tell us, like, I don't feel so good. That's because that's how Tellus speaks. That's how Mother Earth. That's what Mother Earth sounds like. I don't feel so good. From the south or something. I don't know. And I seem to have gotten this skin infection or something. And if I go into the sun, I get all like blisters and stuff. I think maybe I was like giving this lotion from Uranus, and I put it on, but it didn't seem to work. I sat on the bottle a lot. It's what does it say on the bottle? It's Homo sapiens. Actually, was what I put on. Seems that makes everything worse. Actually. Mercury replies, have you tried God, that's the twist.
You gotta hold. Dude.
Have you tried apes? I'm gonna go with apes on that one.
Oh my God. Can you please have that as a segment for every episode?
I think we'll put the Earth planet jokes are always in.
Yep.
Putting that on there.
It's a mind expanding joke.
Yeah.
It's a cosmocentric joke.
Yeah. And just to be clear, you're both Tellus and Mercury. You're both.
Mm.
Yeah.
And the Prozac.
And the Prozac. And the apes.
And the ape.
Everything?
Morten, huh? What?
Everything?
You're everything.
You're everything.
Everything.
Okay.
I am everywhere. Do you want everything to be shit, or do you want everything to be awesome? Your choice. Your move. Your move. Morten, do you have...
Yes, Your Holiness.
anything to weigh in?
I would love for this to continue. That's what I have to weigh in. So I guess that's a compliment. I like the WakeUp Show, and I like that the listener is listening and with us. It feels like you are God, listener. It's like you're with us.
Yeah.
And it feels like you're an understandable listener who have space for us and for anything we have to come with, if it's a first coming or a second one. And then I would love to come back. I would love to talk about free choice, and I would love to talk about more about surrendering or not, or surrendering to not surrendering, even.
So that's going to be your second coming on the WakeUp Show.
Hell to the yeah.
Hell
Yes. Yes.
Damn. Rabin?
Yeah. Yeah,
We'll still have some time.
Oh,
still have
good.
some time.
We're going to clock this in at approximately an hour.
Yeah.
Because
So we are 4 minutes left. No. On that one, it says something else.
But I think maybe that started before. We have lots of time.
I read.
Shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Second coming came too
4
early.
minutes.
Premature second coming.
Okay, then I want to remind the listener about something. If you can't surrender, remember that you're at the right spot always. So that just means that you're in the process of holding on right now, and at some point when you accept the holding on, that is the beginning of the surrendering, and you're good. You're safe. You're okay. You never have to fear your experience. You're at the right spot right now.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
It is like the only place to be is to be right here.
Mm-hmm.
And that means to surrender. but also like
You have to say it with confidence.
like-
That's
okay, it means-
Let's overthink the surrendering so it becomes a concept we need to
Yeah.
hold on to.
it means surrender means it's like if you look at life as these dots, this breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just can't take the next one, the next breadcrumb before you have taken the first one. So even if the first one is what do you call it when it's in English when it's kind of it's turned green, you know,
oh,
the bread.
Mold.
Yeah, when it's like
mold
that,
growing
you
on
know,
the
Mildew. Yeah.
when it's like that, you still have to. Okay, that's what it is. I don't necessarily like it, but it's here right now. So you have to kind of eat that first,
Yeah.
and then you will be fine. You will be fine, and then the next one is gonna taste better.
You're not gonna
because
get
it's like you getting back on track to where life actually is right now. It's like the pain only comes from pretending you're not where life is, like you're pretending you are somewhere else. So I just love what you said, Martin.
Pain comes
Thank you.
from resisting.
Yes.
Joy
Yeah.
comes from. Now say the word, and you have to say it.
Surrender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let it
Yeah,
go.
There you go.
Let it go.
I can't hold it back anymore.
Yeah.
Wake up, Mr. West.
So we are 1 minute left. Are you gonna use the paper, or is it for another episode?
No. It's always. I'm gonna
Okay.
end with the paper.
Then this is the time, Ulf.
Is this the time?
Yes.
Okay. So we at some point in time decided that it would be great to end the episode with me sharing a quote, a new quote every time, that sort of weighs in and sort of puts you where you need to be. And so I have this piece of paper, this, which I wrote, Second Chance, Jesus, Blasphemy, and Planets. But that's not the paper. I'm going to turn the paper around, and oh, look at that. Now, if you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make that change. Now, that's just gonna leave it hanging there.
Does it mean it starts with you?
It starts with you. You're the second coming.
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
we're good.
We're good.
Thank you,
good.
Morten. I love
Thank
you.
you.
This is wonderful. Rabbi, I love you.
Santa Sana.
Not listener, watcher. We love you. Thank you. Let's create heaven then. All right.
Let's do it.
Didn't make end credits though.
No, I was thinking, should we run the same again, just for fun?
Yeah, run the same again.
Okay. Yes.
Are we still on?
Yeah. But now we are over.
Good morning and good night.
You've been listening to the Infinite Podcast with
Ulf to Liberty.
and me, Øystein and Ulf.
Thanks so much for listening. And be sure to subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Spotify.
Yeah. And or on Facebook or
Yeah, follow us on Facebook.
yeah.
And also, we've now made a Patreon account.
Yes.
So if you like this podcast and would like to support us, go to Patreon and check out our Infinite Podcast site there. Your support would
Yeah, it would
we'd
make
really
it
appreciate
possible for us to make more podcasts. It takes a lot of time. We enjoy it so much to do it, but we also have regular jobs to pay the bills, and our dream is to be able to do this full time.
Yeah,
and,
this is our full time.
and
This
we're
will
taking
be our full time.
baby steps towards that dream, and we want to make more episodes and continue to share it with you. So that would be great. Actually, I realized when we talk about it, we haven't even explained what Patreon actually is. So
yeah, it's like a support site where you can support a business or
artist or
an artist or whatever
creator that makes something
with I guess like monthly donations. Could be like from $1 and upwards.
Yeah.
Right. So anything would be great. We would be so thankful, and you would be thankful because we're doing this for you.
Yeah, and it actually gives it's a good feeling sometimes to actually help the things you care about. So if you're listening to us and you care about us, but I mean seriously, it's a good thing to contribute to the things that matters to you. So
that will
we're not asking you to pay unless you actually want to see this podcast grow and unfold into what it's about to become.
Infinite greatness.
Yes.